This is Steve from Essential Marketer.
This is Raj from Essential Marketer.
I'm Oscar.
So we're going to do some frequently asked questions about SEO. So we've got some stuff planned, but if you'd like to put any questions to us, anything about your website, your business that you think that we can help with, then let us know. Okay, Rajan's going to kick us off first of all.
Let's start with the basics. What is SEO? SEO is an acronym. Search engine optimization is what it stands for. And in general, it means you rank better on a search engine. You've optimized your website, your listing, and you appear higher in search results, be that Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, Yandex, Baidu, whatever it is you want to rank higher on, SEO can help you.
How long have you done it for?
This will be year number 10. We know
10 years. That's a good question. Yeah, you're doing good.
Definitely not.
When you're older.
Got a decade on yeah. You did then.
I started 4 years after Google. 2003. So that's 21 years. Next question.
old enough to drink in America though. I suppose the follow-up would be, well, why would you need SEO? Why do you want to do SEO? I think Steve's the best place to answer this.
Yeah, I think the reason to do SEO, it's a terrible acronym. For me, a lot of people built their website and they thought once it's built, it should appear in Google. And I think the main problem over the years is Google wants to find the best result. What Google is good at is finding the best result to put in front of the customer. So you've really got to tell Google what it is that you're good at. And so you then rank. So why would you want to rank? One of the best expressions I ever heard was when your website is number 1 in Google for a popular keyword, you get lots of inquiries, you get lots of business, and that's why you want to rank. You want your website to be on page 1, and people then trust you. I'm going to go on a little bit more. I do put on. Think about the mindset. When someone goes into Google, they say to Google, let's say car insurance, something really simple. And they type in car insurance because they want car insurance for their car. So their mindset is, I've asked Google who is the best. And whoever comes up first, not only does it come up first, the customer's thinking, well, you must be the best because Google brought you up first. So they go onto that website with the mindset of Google says that you're the best, so you must be. And that's an added trust factor that means that by appearing on page 1 for the keywords means that you're going to get better conversion when people visit your website as well. Long-winded way of answering. I'll have to do better next. Sure,
I don't think that was too long-winded.
Oscar, the next question.
Well, really, it's then, well, who are we and what do we do? We touched on this briefly a few minutes ago, but
So, like Steve said, he's been doing this a very long time. The company's been going for 14 years now, is it? I've got 12 years in my head, but that's because we've said 12 years. But...
No. It was end of 2007.
Okay, yeah. So, historically, we've done SEO and PPC. We specialise in SEO, especially search engine optimization. We do a little bit of email marketing. We do a bit of paid social media ads as well. But at the core of what we do is SEO and Google Ads, PPC. Help your websites get to the top of search engines, whether it's paid or organic. Yeah, that's what we do, is it, guys?
Yeah, that sounds about right. So let's roll back the clock on Google and go back to the start. Google first started out looking at just backlinks. Steve, can you remember what the original name of Google was?
Yeah, I can actually. It was called Backrub.
And that was what the Larry Page and Sergey Brin's thesis was on, about how you could rank a website based on the number of links it's got. Now, obviously, that's very easy to manipulate. You simply just spin up a page and put loads of links on it. And that's what a lot of people did back in the early 2000s. Google worked out what they were doing, and so
very clever family, you know.
Sorry.
The whole Google. So Google was started by Larry Page, and his mum and dad both had PhDs. he went to, and his brother had a master's. He went to Stanford University to do a PhD as well. And that's when his thesis was called Backrub. So he had a very incredibly academic family. So that's why he approached the search engine differently and wanted it to be very logically academic based. It's why the Google search engine completely overtook all of the others as soon as it was released. Just thought, he built a printer out of Lego bricks.
What did it print more Lego? But yeah, Google got wind of people manipulating backlinks, and so we had various algorithm updates. The most commonly known one is Penguin, and that looks specifically at quality over quantity. People were spamming them out. Do backlinks? Well, so you can't admit that online.
Well, everyone did. Back in the day, you wrote software that created websites automatically, that created links. In 2003, I started a finance business. I go to rank on page one of Google. I write software to create websites that created links between other websites that then linked to your website, and you went up the rankings.
You got to play the game.
So what that would be, people know that in the industry as is a PBN, a private blog network. They still exist. I get emails every day from someone offering me to be on their PBN. I ignore most of them. But do backlinks still matter, Oscar? It's still in the question.
Very good question, Ryan. Absolutely, I'd say. I think there's a lot of talk on Reddit, subreddits, forums, etc. of people speculating that the value of backlinks has devalued in recent years, and it's all about on-site content. But from what we've seen and the work that we do day to day, backlinks still might play a major role. But it's just about being really careful about choosing the right places to get those backlinks, making sure that those sites that you get in a backlink on are highly relevant to the site that you're linking to, and that there's nothing on those sites that Google's going to view as low quality or spammy, really. That's the key to it now. And that's what Google looks for, and we without a doubt see that work that we do, that backlink work that we do, has such an impact. And it's a quicker impact these days as well, I think. It used to be that we do backlink work and it might take 2 or 3 months to really sink in with Google. But I think Google's looking at things a lot more regularly now, and taking note of those backlinks and having an impact pretty quick. And then there's also the negative side of backlinks as well, that you've got to be taken into account when doing any backlink work. It's not just about getting the good ones, it's about getting rid of the bad ones as well.
So let me ask you a question. We'll take 2 scenarios. Brand new website, and you do a fantastic job of putting great content on this new website. Does it stand a chance of ranking with no backlinks? And let's say the keyword is new caravan. Someone wants to go and buy a new caravan, so they go into Google and they go into the search engine, and they type in new caravan. You've got a new business that you sell caravans. Do you stand a chance of ranking on page 1 of Google? You might have spent 6 months on writing pages and pages and pages of the best content. Do you stand a chance of ranking?
I think there's a few things to unpick. So Google's not going to know about the website unless you have Google Search Console set up and you're telling Google, here's the XML sitemap, here's the pages I want to be indexed. And then on the other side, say you didn't do that, the only other way that Google finds your website, that new website, is through the backlinks on other websites. So really, it's about doing both of those things.
Okay, so
Coupled with that content.
I've built my website, it's fantastic. It's got the best, like Wikipedia, it's got the best content out there. Google would love it. So I've submitted it through Search Console, told Google it's there, and there's a couple of backlinks that say it's there as well. but there's now, let's say, which is Search Console, 2 backlinks. Do I stand a chance of being on page 1?
Want the long answer or the short answer?
I think, well, today we'll have the short answer.
I'll give you the medium ground.
It'll still be 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So depends what the competition's doing.
Yes, that's a good
So
point.
new hacker fan.
Well, let's
Probably
face it. I was
massive
going to say, it's a massive
Yeah.
competition out there. So.
So really, if it was a matter of if it was an exact science with Google, which it should be, to rank above the competition, you should have better backlinks. Whether that's quantity, maybe not quality. I always say to people, to be honest, it's quality and quantity. You want really high quality backlinks, but Google tries to say again and again with content and backlinks, quality over quantity. But I think it's both, to be honest, and it's having a steady flow of those. So to make sure I don't go over that 5 minutes that you just sent me, you need to have more high quality backlinks than the other people that are trying to rank.
So my initial question was, do you stand a chance of being on page 1 against high competition with no backlinks?
So my initial thought was actually, if you submitted it to Search Console, actually straight away, maybe, but it's almost as if there's a little bit of time where
Like
Google
news.
is trying to understand.
Yeah, when it comes out,
Yeah.
it's brand new. It's
Brand
news.
new, yeah, it's highly relevant.
Yeah.
Maybe a 2 months plus after that, then if you've got no backlinks, it's like, well, there's these older websites that are being recommended by plenty of other websites. They must be more relevant.
Cool. I agree with that. That's spot on. So for me, that's a perfect answer. I would just like, we've talked about backlinks, and I think you use that phrase, but what actually does backlinks mean to Google? So quickly, what is a backlink? And what are they to Google that makes, and why are we still talking about them? Why do they make so much difference?
So a backlink is just simply a hypertext link from one website to another website. So you've got your page on your homepage, and you link off to, say, your industry body because you're authorized by them if you were, say, an accountant. That is then a backlink to that industry body's website. If they then have a directory on their site saying these are all the people we license in the accounting world, that would then be a backlink to you. So hypertext links, yeah, basic part of HTML, you have them inside your site as well from one page to another. We call these internal links or in links perhaps. And those backlinks then are a way for Google to, or any search engine, to see, okay, this one website is linking to this other website. This one website is recommending another website. Again, going back to what it was in the past, where you could just spin up links. It wasn't a real recommendation. That's what Google always originally saw it as, was this is a recommendation from one website admin, one publisher, one professional to another. So that's why we talk about they still matter because they're still a recommendation, but it's about the quality of them and it's about where they are. So I was going to say, if you're an accountant and you've got a whole load of links from a website that talks about golf, and all these links are, the anchor text doesn't make any sense, it's talking about, say, Rolex watches, that's a sign that you've got spammy backlinks. If you've got one link from that golf website saying we're proud to be supplied or have our accounts checked by accounting firm A, well, then that is a relevant backlink. You've got one business recommending another business for the service they provide.
Absolutely. I would sum it up as well. Your technical
words.
Well, yes, but that was still technically. For me, the simple way of saying it as well is it's trust. How does Google know which websites to trust? It doesn't, Google itself isn't an expert in every subject. So it's like, okay, you've got 50 pages of content. How do I know that it's any good? How do I trust it? And what it does is it looks at other websites that are very successful in inverted commas. And if there's a link on there to your website, so, oh, they trust you, so I must trust you. So it has to use links between websites as trust factors. And that's why, as you say, getting lots of backlinks with high quality, Google goes, oh, loads of other people trust you, so I'll trust you.
Mhm.
And that's why backlinks work. It's all about trust.
Yeah.
I think for me as well, you can't cheat anymore. So there is no shortcut. It is about how to find high quality and lots of them. You were going to say.
And we've got a question
Oh, fantastic.
from Fifi. Where should I start with my SEO, and how much should I spend if I'm a new business?
Okay. Just ask Fifi, or if Fifi, if you're watching, if you could tell us what type of business area you're in. That'll give us an idea, because we sort of know how competitive different business areas are. First off, and the biggest thing for me over 20 years of doing this is, what is it that people actually Google? So what's your business? And the place to start is finding out what's the keywords, as they're actually technically called. What do people go in and search when you want your website to appear, so you can sell your products or services? That's where I would start. In business, in other forms of business, people talk about supply and demand. You need to know what's the demand. How many people each month are looking for whatever it is you do. Once you know what the demand is, you've then got to make sure that your website specifically answers those keywords, the questions that your customers are asking. Now, what I see people do, and I'll bring the guys in here and ask them. So over the years, people build a website, and let's pick something slightly unusual. Let's say that you make brown leather briefcases. And you're thinking, right, I make brown leather briefcases now. I'm going to put on my website tan, hide, Italian leather, What is it that people generally get wrong when they put this website up?
Well, I actually think your question, you're talking about people putting up tan, leather, Italian. They're actually putting keywords in there. The problem people have is they go, this is my Mocha laptop holder. No one searches for Mocha laptop holder. They search for leather laptop holder or Italian leather laptop.
Yeah.
So I think the most common thing I see is people use an in business name or an in industry
Their own
name,
terms.
their own terms.
Yeah, that's right.
For what they sell, rather than what people are looking for. So there's no harm on your website if you're a smaller business. If you call it the Mocha, but also get in. It's a brown leather briefcase.
Okay. You did say I'm setting up a new furniture business.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a good point. So
We've worked with lots of furniture businesses over the years. It is very competitive. So our advice from the beginning would be, if you can find some area of being niche, then definitely start there. So people call that the longer tail keywords. So it is about focusing in on a specific, so it's like the table and then a particular type of table and some aspect of it.
I mean, the keyword, sorry, Steve, the keyword research is endless.
Yes,
with furniture, you know, like you're just saying, you've got table, type of material, sizes, what room it goes in, you know, what type of wood it is, etc. We've, like you said, we've done SEO for a few furniture stores, nationwide furniture stores, and they, you know, there's thousands of keywords that can be looked at. And then the strategy.
It's a big job, isn't it? You know, when we say find the keywords, we're talking about, that's a 2-day job to really home in on making sure that you know exactly what it is your potential customers are.
And there's lots of obvious ones there, and I think the route that we were going down there is do you look at somewhere earlier on in the funnel with the keyword research? So what are people searching for before they know what pieces of furniture they want, maybe? And that's looking at doing something like guides, or major blog pieces that look at, you know, what furniture to buy that's sort of for my garden, or you know, that sort of thing.
Let's quickly talk about that. we get asked a lot about AI and content on a website. So let's say, Vicky, that you've sorted out your keywords, you know what the focus is, you've got niche products that you think you can compete and sell. So now your job is to write some content and make sure that your website has good content that describes what it is you're trying to sell well. Let's give out a secret.
Can we do?
Yeah. What is it that we know that we find most people out there, our competitors, customers, etc., don't know about content?
We talking about, yeah?
Yes. You're going to give the secret away, Oscar. You're usually the one who gives the secrets.
It's true. I've got a great poker face, but you can see. Epic guides and the quantity of words that they contain, and having it well structured as well. And I think the key behind doing these massive guides on subjects is it's not really, the point isn't really to try and sell
At all.
It's to have, in essence, your own Wikipedia page on a subject. You know, the complete guide to sofas. And that could literally be a table of contents, the history of sofa, when was the first sofa created, how's it evolved over the decades and centuries, you know, what materials are used, how they're manufactured.
It really is the ultimate guide, isn't it?
Everything.
So the secret is write an ultimate guide to what it is you do.
And it can vary in length depending on the subject. You know, we did it for a quite popular printing leasing company, and the guide ended up being 40,000 words on printers and photocopiers, which, you know, that's a lot of words, but it is a massive subject, and it helps the site unbelievably well.
This is a pan-European company that everyone has heard of, and in the first 12 months, I seem to remember that it got 65% growth through their website. And one of the secrets to success of that was an ultimate guide to printers and photocopiers. You might think it's boring, but Google wants to know that you're an expert in your field. Most people don't like writing content, and what content they do write, they say, we sell this, would you like to buy it? Google doesn't want that content, it wants content that helps customers.
Yeah.
So the ultimate guide, there's the secret.
Yeah. And building on that, there's another acronym to keep in mind called EATS: experience, expertise, authoritativeness, trustworthiness.
Didn't make that up.
No.
EAT.
EEAT.
Where'd you get it? Google?
So again, are you
EAT or EAT? Doesn't Google just say EAT? EAT.
we're getting off topic again.
Sorry.
Experience. Are you giving someone a good experience when they land on the site? Is it a quick site? Does it hardcore web vitals? Does it load the content smoothly? And when you're on that site, when we say an epic guide, we don't just want a wall of text, no headings, no pictures, no spacing. It's got to look nice. You've got to think, even though this is for Google, a human might read this.
Yeah.
And that is always something you should have in mind. A human might or will read this, so it's got to be good. It's got to engage them. And then your expertise. Well, why should I, as a consumer, trust you at your furniture business? If I walked into a physical store, I could ask your sales assistant, and hopefully they would know about the products on the shelves or where to find something. When you go on a website, well, you don't have that functionality. Yes, you can put in a chatbot or something, but a lot of people just want to do it in their own. You know, they just want to see, okay, this is the information. You're helping me. You're telling me something informative, and you're demonstrating that you know the subject, and I can start to build up that authority and that I can see you as trustworthy. Also, with the authority and trustworthy side of things, this is where then reviews come in. And as a new business, this is, you know, often quite hard to have. You won't have any reviews to start with. But something to keep in mind as you build your businesses: where am I going to get reviews and store them? So you could look at, say, Google My Business as a place. it's quite easy to send people a link to leave a review on your Google My Business profile. You could choose to use a platform like Trustpilot, FIFO, TripAdvisor, if maybe you're more of a physical based business, and all the other review platforms. You can say, right, that's my place, and I'm going to concentrate on getting the reviews from there. And again, that will help build up your trustworthiness in time. So yeah, it's really important to do that epic, and it's really important to think about how you can display your expertise in the subject and build up authority and trustworthiness. Something to really think about is you can't cheat with AI. You can't just go into ChatGPT in a minute and type in, write me 5,000 words on sofas. Google will see through that immediately. It's the best AI detector in the world is Google. It has the biggest training data, I guess, because it's called billions of pages on the website. So you have to write it as a human. Can ChatGPT help you? Yes, it can give you some prompts. It can give you some commonly asked questions. It can maybe give you a few passages that you can then build on. But if you're looking at that and thinking, AI wrote that, then that needs to be amended and it needs to be rewritten by people.
Okay, I was looking at the time, and to keep things brief, if we don't have any other questions, I thought we'd finish up with some hints and tips. Just a few minutes of what's the stuff that just really works out there. So I'm going to do a couple, and if you guys think as well, you can do a couple as well. I'll probably steal one of yours. We're going to fire off now a few hints and tips around SEO and PPC that make a difference. So I'll start, and then we'll go around and do one each. So one of my hints and tips is know what the demand is. Do your keyword research. What is it that customers are looking for?
My tip would be with PPC, piggyback on your competitor's budget. Very simple with Google Ads to create up a simple display ad, your audience listed in your competitor websites. You can give that £50, £100 a month, and you'll get a huge number of impressions and quite a few clicks for a relatively low cost. And that will increase your brand awareness.
Yeah, I've got another one on PPC. Make use of all the ad assets that are available. They used to be called, what do they used to be called? Extensions, thank you. Ad extensions, it's now been renamed as assets. So making use of those basically means on mobile, which is where most people search, on mobile, those ads can fill the whole screen, which is great if you think about it. If you search for something and straight away the only thing that you see on your screen is name of the company, headlines, descriptions, what it does, and then these other ad assets like phone number, call outs, site structured snippets. You can have things like lead forms, prices of products, promotions. Thank you. So really important, and it doesn't cost any more. It's just a way of making your ad bigger, more engaging, but fill the whole of the screen before to scroll down and find anywhere else.
Yeah, no, good tip. We talked about backlinks. It's all about trust. Having backlinks on other people's websites that point to yours makes your website more trustworthy to Google. Look at what your backlinks are, and the tip is speak to your mates. Ask your mates, would you stick a link on your website to point to mine, please? Slight caveat there is you need to know how trustworthy their website is. But links off websites that don't normally give links are generally thought to be higher quality because they're obviously not a directory or a link farm or anything negative at all. So speak to your mates about getting some links that give your website more trust.
Got a good one.
Your turn.
I know. Oh, I might go.
Oh, okay, go.
Yeah. If you're launching a new website, make sure that it is indexable. How many times? See,
Yeah.
I told you it was a good one.
Yeah.
The amount of times we've had a new business come to us and say they've just had a new website built. You take a look at it, it's not doing anything on Google, or it's completely dropped off Google compared to how the old website was ranking. And it's because, unfortunately, a lot of developers seem to make the mistake of leaving the site as no index. So there's code in the website that is instructing Google not to index it, so it doesn't appear on Google. It makes sense to do it while it's a staging website.
Yeah.
You don't want that to appear on Google, but so many times they forget to turn that off, and it can have a really bad impact.
I've got two, but it's not my turn.
No, I feel like you should go ahead.
Oh, well, I'll go, but it's your turn. I'll do one and then it's your turn.
Is it going to be that one?
Well, it's similar actually. You inspired me. One of the big things that we see is obviously people do a new website. They have an existing website and they go to a new website developer and say, right, I need a new website. What the website developers sometimes do is say, right, I'll produce you a nice, clean, simple website. And they change all the URLs, all the on-page SEO, and all the pages that you had in Google ranking for something disappear. There is something called SEO migration. If you're going to do a new website, make sure you know what the good pages are that are ranking, and you keep them when you go to the new website.
Well, to continue the trend on bashing on developers, one of the things again with an SEO migration to build on that, a lot of developers, they are very good at user experience and very good at the design and feel of the website.
Yeah, SEO is not in their scope. I mean, it should be, but
One of the things they'll sometimes persuade clients to do or forget to do is include content. So again, if you've created a lot of high quality content on your existing site, a new developer might say, "Oh, you don't need that written text." You do. It's one of the
let's
reasons.
scale it back, let's make it simpler to use, sort of thing, which people get, but like, it's still not going to work as well for SEO. Yeah.
Another thing on Oscar's, a technical point, no index is a robots meta tag, which is then included in, say, the website to stop indexing. Another place to look is the robots.txt file. If you've got a disallow all, basically disallow slash, then that can stop Google from crawling your site and even seeing if it can or can't index.
Copyscape.
Copyscape.
My next tip, yours is coming after. Next tip is content. You can't copy someone else's content. That seems pretty obvious, doesn't it? But there's a tool out there called Copyscape. You can go and put in a piece of content and it will tell you where it has seen it before. We do have clients where they've got, let's say, multiple websites and they go and write a fantastic piece of content and then they go and put it in multiple places. You can't do that. That's a real no-no. So make sure that your content is unique and original. Otherwise, it does you more harm than good.
You've inspired me now.
Cool.
We sort of touched on this, but up-to-date content. So it used to be a few years ago, for a while, you could have a page with really good content on it and it ranks really well. It could have been at the top of Google for 10 years. You know, there's that one website that we worked on about paving. Was it like driveway paving?
Yeah.
You know, it looked like the website hadn't changed since.
But it ranks
Really well. However, 2 or 3 years ago, maybe Google started taking into account more how up to date content is. So if it sees that the content has been improved yesterday compared to how it looked 3 months ago, that's a ranking factor now. So it's not just about
good point.
New content and leaving it for a year, maybe revisiting it now and then to see how it can be
Showing that it's up to date.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
I did have another one, but I was just distracted by someone eating a banana very chaotically behind the camera. So
Did you got your tip?
no,
it's frowning off.
banana tip. So one of the things you should always do on your own website is internal links. If you have a page, there's no point just having it isolated and orphan on its own. You need to link that page to other pages, and other pages need to link to it. It's one of the reasons Wikipedia ranks so well is you can get to any page on Wikipedia by just following links. Go on Wikipedia right now, click on random page, see how many clicks it takes you to get to the page called Cheats.
Good. Okay, I think we could go on. We've been doing this for, so we worked out at the beginning actually, 14, 20, we've got over 40 years experience in an industry that's only been going for really, I would say, in full earnest since probably 2003, 2002, something like that. So we're only a 22-year-old industry, which is still fairly young, and I still feel it's a very misunderstood industry. SEO isn't difficult. It's about 3 simple things: build your website, understand it, know what customers are looking for, get the content right, and links. Links are still, they add trust. Of course they work. So it ain't difficult. It ain't about clever things in the back of the website. It isn't about white man's magic. It's simple stuff. It just has to be organised and done properly. And it has to be done each month. It is about marketing your website on a monthly basis. It isn't just something you build correctly and they'll come. You have to work on it consistently. We'll come back and do another one of these. Going to do them regularly. Any questions, put them forward. We'll have them in the next one. Finally, if you'd like us to audit your website, we do it for free. We'll put a strategy, what we would do going forward for you. Let us know, put it in the comments or get in touch with us directly. We'll audit your website free of charge and show you what we would do. We've been around a long time. We're lucky we're in that sort of position that we can help you. If you want us to help you, great. If not, no problem at all.
And goes for Google Ads?
Yes, absolutely. Google Ads, Oscar here is, both the guys do PPC as it used to be called, but Google Ads now. No, there's no competition between them. None at all. But yeah, Google Ads, very easy to do, very easy to get wrong. We usually decrease the budget and increase the conversions almost every time that we work on it. Any final thoughts from you guys?
There's a load of videos on YouTube of us talking over quite a few topics in a bit more detail. You can find that easily enough if you Google us.
Let us know if there's anything you need us to cover next time, and we look forward to seeing you on our next LinkedIn Live. From me, Steve, goodbye.
Goodbye from me. Right.
Goodbye from me.